Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I want to talk about what the month of November holds for you according to your Vedic sidereal ascendant or moon sign. So if you don't know your moon sign or your Vedic ascendant, go to my website, which is galacticcenter.org, and you can go to my free chart calculator. Put in all of your information, your date of birth, your time, your place, your year, and you will come up with, if you'll scroll to the very bottom, it tells you what your MO is, your moon sign. I want you to listen to that. Or your AS with your ascendant, listen to those two signs. So remember, while you're at my website too, check out my Shooting Stars series, which is an amazing spiritual awakening group of people that come together every week. I am a part of that. You can ask me questions, and it's an amazing community. Check that out. You don't want to miss it. Shooting Stars. Plus my magazine, my online magazine, Joni Patry's Astrology Insights. For $9.99, you will get an entire online magazine with incredible articles written by some of the most respected astrologers and metaphysicians in the world. So that is Joni Patry's Astrology Insights magazine. So let's get going. Let's talk about what this month holds for you. So if your moon or your ascendant sits in Aries, this is a month that it could be draining financially. You got to watch what you're spending. Transiting Mars is retrograde in your second house. So a lot of things are going to come up concerning your financial situation, and you're going to have to review and reassess and see where things are going financially. Also, there could be some problems, maybe because of money, concerning family matters. But the sun and the moon are in your 8th house, the new moon for this month, representing this is a time of change and transformation for you, and it probably will be reflected around family values, be good to your family, and financial situations. So if your moon or your rising sign sits in Taurus, this means that this retrograde Mars is in your 1st house, and the new moon this month is going to be in your 7th house. There's so much going on in the area of relationships, and there might be some hostility or some anger. Something needs to be worked on when it comes to your relationships. Plus, there could be a new beginning. If you're not in a relationship, this could represent a new beginning in relationships. But be careful. A lot of energy is going to be spent. You're looking at your energy level going to a new level of maybe not being as powerful or energetic. In other words, I don't feel like you're spending your energy in the right way. Look at what you need to address in your relationships. So if your rising sign or your moon sign sits in Gemini, then this Mars is in the 12th house, but the new moon that's occurring this month is in your 6th house. This is a time you have to be aware of secret enemies, people coming from your past that are making your life difficult. It's time to heal them and let it go. This is not helpful or healing to you, because the 6th house, where the new moon and the sun are, represent that this is a new healing for you, and you have to look after your health and your healing. Be very cognizant of diet and exercise. This is what I want you to really, really look into if your moon or your ascendant sign is in Gemini. But healing the past is going to heal your future, and it's going to heal your body as well. So if your moon or ascendant sit in Cancer, rising sign, then this means that Mars is in your 11th house and the new moon is in your 5th house. New friends and associates will come, but be aware, maybe people from the past that you didn't get along with. This might be a time for healing these old relationships, but your creativity will be flowing. You'll have new ideas and opportunities. If you have children, this is the time you got to pay attention to them. There might be some conflicts, and you've got to give them more of your love and attention during this time. If your moon or your ascendant sit in Leo, then this is a time that there's a new review of your work ethics, your career, what you want to do, your purpose in life. You may change jobs, but it's really about a time of looking back and seeing what you really want. What is your purpose? What is it you want out of your career and your work? Now's the time to really attest that and to get serious about it. But you know that new moon that happens this month is going to occur in your 4th house. The 4th house deals specifically with your home, your family, and you might even be thinking, you know, I think a change of job or a change of where I'm living will be very beneficial to the family. That's what you're going to be thinking about. So if your moon or your ascendant sign sit in Virgo, then your Mars is in the 9th, but the new moon for the month is in the 3rd. This is all about new learning, about travels. Maybe you're going back and reflecting and learning something you've already learned before, but you're learning new things about it. It's a time of review through classes, courses, and learning. You will learn new things. It's a time. And it might be the time that you'll have some conflicts and maybe some healings with a brother or a sister. And also maybe some issues with your dad. Those are things that have to be attested and worked on with retrograde Mars in your 9th house. If your dad's no longer here, it's issues of the past that maybe conditioned your life. Look at it and heal it. If your ascendant or your moon sign sits in Libra, then this means the transit of Mars retrograde is going through your 8th house. And the new moon that's occurring is in your 2nd house. So once again, this deals with money matters. And this is money that you share with other people, maybe a spouse, maybe a family matter that you've got to really look into how to share and make the best compromise with your finances and your money. And family is important with this new moon occurring in your 2nd house. Your family, your values, coming together, making things work with the family, even though there may be some abrupt changes and difficulties with the family as Mars opposes the Sun Moon during this time. But it is a time that you must review, recalculate, and look at where your money's going and how to put it to better use and take care of your family. If your moon or your ascendant sit in Scorpio, this means that this retrograde Mars is in your 7th house, opposing the new moon and planets that are going to be in your 1st house. This is important because, well, let me put it this way. Mars in your 7th house, there will be contention, argument, and things need to be worked out in your relationships. That's all that it's about. This has been up and coming for a long time for the sign Scorpio. Really work on how you can make your relationship work. And the only way to do that is always look at yourself, because you're never ever going to change your partner like you think. So what has to change is you and how you view your partner and how you view the relationship. That's what you have control over. That's what you must work at, and you must change you. This is the only way. People always think they can get into a relationship and they can change the other person, and it never works. You got to change you and your attitude towards the relationship and your partner. Okay, so if your moon or your rising ascendant sign or Sagittarius, then this retrograde Mars is in your 6th house of health and healing. You've got to really look at how you're healing and working on your life. You may have some contention and problems with coworkers as well. This is a very difficult time for health and work because the sun, which is your vitality with the moon, is in the 12th house. So you're not as strong as you want to be. So therefore, you've got to work on health and healing and your attitudes towards people in the workplace. This is important. Don't get into arguments. If your rising sign and your moon sign are in Capricorn, This means that Mars is in your 5th house and the Sun and the Moon are in your 11th house. That's the opposition between your creative talents. You're going back to something before that you created, some kind of aspect that you worked on before creatively, and now is the time for you to revive, to bring that back, replenish it, redo it, revive it. And with the Sun and the Moon in your 11th house, remember there may be some friends that you had some conflicts with. Now's the time to really come together and heal it. There's going to be some new people come into your life as well during this time, so be aware of that. So if your moon or your rising sign sits in the sign of Aquarius, this means Mars is in your 4th and the new moon is in your 10th. The 4th house is about your home, your family, your mother, but mainly with Mars going retrograde, there's something that has to be redone or restored, or some renewal with your home, with your property, with your house. You may move, you may renovate, you may change something in your house, or if your mother's still around, there may be some difficulties that need to be worked out with her or for her. And also, this is a time of difficulties with home, family, but mainly about real estate and where you are. But this is going to be relative. Don't let all these problems affect your work and your career, because there's something new that needs to come about. And there could be some conflict with your boss, so keep that at a minimum. Now, if your moon or your ascendant sit in Pisces, this means that retrograde Mars is in your 3rd house, and the 3rd house deals with siblings. There may be some contention or fighting or disagreements with siblings. Also, the new moon will be in your 9th house. The 9th house is your learning, your spiritual pursuits. You could be learning all sorts of new things in accordance to what you believe. And this is a good thing. Take off with this. You could be traveling unexpectedly, maybe because of problems, but hopefully not. It's just that there's some places that you've been wanting to go, and now it's the time that you're going to go revisit that. But with the new moon in the 9th house, this also affects your father. There's got to be something about your father that you have to look at, heal, and regenerate and make better. If your father's no longer alive, realize whatever it was that he implemented in your life. There has to be something either addressed or healed or even celebrated about that relationship. So with that, I've covered all 12 signs, what to expect for the month of November. Remember, if you want to learn Vedic astrology, go to my university website. It is an amazing course. You will become an astrologer if you follow through with my courses. It is universityofvedicastrology.com. And remember, when you're at my website, as before, check out my magazine, Joni Patry's Astrology Insights, as well as my Shooting Stars series, which I love and I am so proud of. So with that, thank you and have a wonderful November.